Hey, this is Niels on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver and some platinum. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. And just like France was kept out of BRICS and not allowed a seat, Ukraine is being kicked out of any G20 conference. And the reason used by India, the upcoming new president of the G20, as I did a video earlier on, India has the presidency next year. South Africa has it the year after that, which is two BRICS nations in a row. And the interesting thing is, actually not interesting at all, is Ukraine said, or no, India said Ukraine's not even allowed because it's only for G20 members, and they gave them a cold shoulder. Here's the report.
G20 summit of 2023, which is scheduled to occur in New Delhi, India, under the chairmanship of PM Narendra Modi, is entering its final stages of preparations. All delegates from the 20 major economies have been invited. However, there is a striking absence that pervades the discourse. Ukraine is conspicuously absent from discussions. Notably, India has excluded Ukraine from the G20 guest list, a decision solidified in June when President Volodymyr Zelensky's non-participation was confirmed. This calculated move aligns with India's stance articulated by Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar that G20 participation is reserved for invited members and organizations, a principle firmly upheld since assuming the G20 presidency. India's Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar had emphasized G20 is solely for members. We haven't revisited the list or received any input on it, nor have we engaged in such discussions. Notably, Ukraine lacks G20 membership, contrasting with Russia, an active G20 participant despite the ongoing conflict. India also refrains from condemning Russia's actions in Ukraine, instead advocating conflict resolution through diplomatic means and dialogue. However, this must be noted that India has surged to become the primary importer of Russian crude oil following the Ukraine war. In July 2023, Indian imports of Russian oil nearly restored to their peak, reaching 1.93 million barrels per day, a level akin to May's all-time high due to amplified shipments of Moscow's Ural crude. Although the partnership between India and Russia is widely known, there is something important that the world is largely ignoring. As India gets ready to hold the G20 summit this year, Western countries aren't pressuring India to invite President Zelensky. Compared to the G20 summit in Indonesia, the focus on Ukraine this year is almost negligible. When Bali was getting ready for its G20 summit in 2022, the US and some other group of seven countries began pressuring Jakarta, which wanted to stay neutral as G20 chair, to invite President Volodymyr Zelensky to join parts of the meeting. This information was made public by Indonesian officials themselves. European countries like Germany and the United Kingdom expressed worries about Ukraine's absence in Bali. Worries that a few representatives might skip summit were also raised, and so Indonesia yielded to the pressure and included Ukraine in the summit. However, India has notably stood firm in excluding Ukraine, and remarkably, there is a lack of Western pushback against India's decision. Neither the Biden administration nor any European governments have expressed concerns about India's non-invite stance regarding Ukraine. This is understandable considering India's openly declaring neutrality, even though Western countries unofficially view India as a quasi-ally of Russia. Yet their hands are tied as India possesses.
Anyhow, as I said in my video I did a couple weeks ago, India is going to take over the presidency of the G20 in 2023, and I believe South Africa has it in 2024. So BRICS nations, with their multiple overlapping authorities and different groups, will control basically the world's finances with little uh, kickback from the West. This is when you can expect 2023 is when you can expect BRICS to actually maybe do something, but they actually screwed up because they invited countries that want to kill each other and are very disorganized countries to start with. And BRICS has to all get on board, and all 11 countries have to agree. So it's going to be a tornado for the next 2 years with international crap because BRICS nations are going to control the G or be the presidency of the G20, and it's going to be fun. But that's when I expect BRICS might do something. Had they not gotten in six more five more crap hole countries. Ethiopia is the only country they should have invited because they actually have a future. Egypt doesn't have a future. Iran doesn't have a future. Venezuela doesn't have a future. Anyhow, you guys have a nice night.